So I was waiting to record this until there was a time when I would be a little less emotional and be a little more rational, and calm. But it's been a few days and I'm not either. And I think it's going to be a while yet. And I don't want to wait to comment on this stuff. So here goes. I've been reading a lot. I've been reading up, I guess, on what the latest releases of the Epstein files the last few days. And to say that it's some of the most disturbing and heart-wrenching stuff that I've ever had to read that happened in real life is a big understatement. It is appalling, disgusting, horrifying, scary, unnerving. It's really, really horrible stuff. But I made myself read it all anyway because for me, all I could think about and picture in each story was my child's face. I couldn't not give those girls justice by only reading some of it. We talk about justice, it's one of those buzzwords that gets thrown around a lot. And it's almost one of those words that gets used so much that it hasn't really gained or kept any real meaning to a lot of people for a long time. And that's so disturbing and disgusting in itself. Because without justice, what kind of world do we actually live in? Without accountability, what kind of societies have we created? When I talk about why we left the United States, I talk about guns, I talk about healthcare, I talk about safety, I talk about the viability for a real, honest future, not just for me and my partner to retire with dignity, but for my child to actually have a future. And I quite often don't talk too much about the actual nitty-gritty details because, to be honest, there's so much and it spans so long that it's really hard to explain to people who haven't lived it, who haven't experienced anything similar, who don't understand, how United States government works and all of that. But if you want to know the real reason, the cherry on top of what finally broke my back, read some of the Epstein files. Not because that specific situation touched us directly in any way, but because it's emblematic of what the United States government has become. And what really, really broke my back, ultimately, was that no administration, no government, no one that we voted for on any side actually gave a shit about the American people. They weren't doing anything to help us on either side. And how can I raise a child in a environment where the children are not protected, where the safety and well-being and the future of our future generations are not even a consideration? When you factor in school shootings, when you factor in the fact that they can just be picked up on the streets, when you factor in the fact things like these powerful people taking advantage of these young children, when you consider the fact that they don't protect you for abortion, there's labor laws that are being reversed in the United States. where children are allowed to work long hours. There's the education system is completely effed. They don't care if they live or die under the healthcare system. They don't even care if they eat. There's people that are actually protesting against providing free school lunches for children who can't afford them. They don't want kids to eat in America. How do you commit to raising children in that environment if unless it's under some kind of duress? Like, you don't have any other options, which I'm so lucky and privileged to say that I did, and I took advantage of it, but not many of my fellow Americans do. So they don't have a choice. So they're just doing the best that they can. It is not the American citizens. It's not the people that live there, whether they're documented or undocumented. It is not the people doing everyday work. Most people in the world are just like you and me. They just want to put food on the table, have a safe place to live. They want to be able to give their kids something that they never had and hopes their kids have opportunity. And in an ideal world, a better opportunity than we had. That's all most people in the world want. And then these powerful elitist pricks use all of us for their own gain. They use us and our children and our sensibilities and our weaknesses and our emotions to fill their pockets, to push their own agendas, to rape our children. Epstein was originally convicted of statutory rape during the Obama administration. Now, it was local. It was a state, I believe it was state charges. But do you mean to tell me that the FBI, the CIA, the American government, the president of the United States didn't know that he was part of a pedophile ring at the very least? A decade ago? That was President Obama. This shit was happening under Obama, under Trump's first term, under Biden, and continues to happen now. Not the actual rapes, but the disgusting character assassinations and inability to give justice or even be honest about the whole situation to these poor freaking women who were children at the time. Over a decade. The American government has covered this up. The American government has allowed these powerful people to get away with whatever it is, these atrocities, these horrifying, disgusting things that they did to our fucking children. All of us have kids in our lives. Whether they're our own, whether they're nieces and nephews, whether they're best friends' kids, whether it's some, local kid on the street delivering your paper, if they still do that. These are children. And the American government not only failed to protect them, failed to give them justice, but continue to fail them. In order to cover up, in order to protect government officials, powerful people, millionaires and billionaires, former presidents, current presidents, and who the hell else knows? Some of these girls were literally, in my eyes anyway, tortured, trafficked, assaulted in every possible way you can think of. Some of them had disabilities. What kind of sick people not only participate in this, but sanction it? I have no faith in our government institutions for the United States of America anymore. I haven't lost faith in the people because, as I said earlier, I think most people are like us. Most people just want to try to make the world a better place and figure out their little neck of the woods, carve out their little piece of it for themselves and their future, the future of their children. I know I've seen Americans rise up, and I'm beyond proud of that. But as far as any institution, whether it be elections, whether it be lobbying, whether it be most of the people that have any kind of service, public service office, our policing, our national security, any of it, they covered this up for 4 presidencies, probably more than that. These poor girls, over 1,000 girls. If you support or defend that in any possible way at this stage of the game, I don't know what kind of person you are. And if you don't want to be a part of our community anymore, then good, because I don't want anybody that's going to say this is okay to be in our community. It's not okay. I don't give a shit who did it. I don't care if it was Trump. I don't care if it was Biden, Obama. I don't care if it was Epstein. I don't care if it was Gates. I don't give a who it was. This is not okay. It's not okay. And for my UK audience and anyone else beyond the United States borders, a lot of our societies have been mirroring and emulating American democracy. Please think about that. America right now is an anchor. And as much as I want the American people to thrive and come through on the other side, and I believe at some point they will, you have to protect your children against these disgusting pigs. There's so many evil people in the world. I don't think it's the majority of people. I really, truly don't. But unfortunately, a lot of evil people have power, and it's up to us. All we can do is, at the very least, speak out and call it out and make sure that if our leaders from other countries are emulating these pricks, that we hold them accountable while we still can before something this disgusting happens in our local communities. And specifically, this part is specifically for the MAGA 2.0 people, which AKA are reform here in the UK. One of the things of your platform is to protect the children. You're worried about people who might be undocumented here in the UK protecting your children. When you had a fucking royal participating in this, why are you not looking up? Do you think he was the only one in power that had anything to do with this? Are you that naive? There is officially nothing left for me in America. I have a niece that lives there. I have 2 nephews, and I would die for them. No, I would die to protect them, but other than that, there is nothing left for me in America anymore. It is definitely not the beacon on the hill that anyone thought it was. It is definitely, at this point in time, not the land of the free. It is definitely not the greatest country on earth. And the saddest part is it could be. It actually has a lot going for it. But instead of using all of that power for the good of the world, let alone the good of its own citizens, it uses that power to abuse its own children. Being silent is being complicit. And anybody who is in the press, in the government, at any level of government, even local, who has any platform at all that is not acknowledging how disgusting this stuff is, and the people that did it isn't calling out the people that did it. That is the key. The people that actually perform these atrocities, the people that organize these atrocities, and the people that cover it up and continue to cover it up even today in 2026. You are disgusting. You are anti-American. You are anti-freedom. You are anti-woman. You are gross. My job as a mother is to do everything I can to protect my child. And if she's the only life that I protect because of this, then that, so be it. But I want to use this platform to help as many people as I can. Those children deserve someone to look out for them. Those children are grown adults now. Are you looking out for them now? They have to live with all of that for the rest of their lives. Those who had have the strength to keep going on. As many of them didn't, and had their lives ripped from them. So some creepy, disgusting, powerful dickhead could get his rocks off. People in power have other choices. People in power and have lots of money and have fame and prestige, they don't have to do these things. They have resources at their disposal to get all kinds of stuff they wanted. They don't have to rape children. They choose to rape children. How dare you, as a human being, think you have that power? And how dare any of you that are sticking up for them or defending this call yourself a human being?